Naruto was more than just a show. It was a huge part of many of our childhoods, and I am no exception. We laughed, we cried, and we grew up alongside these characters. For many of us, it was the gateway to the incredible anime world. Now, I will be honest, I am not the biggest fan of how it all ended. But no matter how I feel about the finale, I can't deny the impact this series had on me. From the unforgettable fight scenes to the powerful life lessons, and especially the brilliantly written characters, Naruto had it all. But what really stood out to me were the villains, specifically how real and relatable some of them were. In this video, I want to talk about Obito UCHIHA, his struggle, his fall into despair, why he remains one of the most complex and compelling characters in the entire series, and maybe the most important, was he the necessary evil the world needed, or just a crazy person with a twisted mind? If you want to hear my opinion, watch until the end. Obito and Naruto were basically the same person. As a child, Obito resembled Naruto more than anyone else in the entire series. Cheerful, loud, clumsy, and endlessly determined. They shared the same dreams, to become Hokage, be acknowledged, and protect the people they loved. They held the same values, loyalty, love, and a fierce belief in never abandoning your friends. That one difference, the world they grew up in, was enough to send them down opposite paths. Naruto was blessed with people who pulled him back from the edge, even in his darkest moments. Obito, on the other hand, was left to fall, alone. His team, consisting of him, Kakashi, and Rin, was sent on a mission during the Third Ninja War to destroy a bridge which would prevent hostile shinobi from attacking Konoha. For Obito's misfortune, this mission didn't go as planned. In the end, he saved his friend and teammate Kakashi at his own expense, sacrificing his life. The only wish he had was for Kakashi to take care of Rin, the person he cared for the most. Against all odds, he survived, saved by not anybody but Madara Uchiha, the legendary shinobi from the past. But Obito wasn't unharmed, half of his body was crushed, and everyone he cared for thought he was dead. Despite everything, Obito tried to be good. While recovering, his only thought was getting back to the people he loved, to Kakashi, and especially to Rin. He wasn't driven by hatred or vengeance, but by longing and love. He still believed, but Madara saw something else. He saw potential, not just in Obito's abilities, but in his heart. A heart too kind, too hopeful, too human. A heart that can be used. And so, Madara did what villains often do when they fight something pure. He shattered it. He devised a cruel plan, one that would burn away every last trace of light in Obito's soul. He manipulated events so that Obito would witness the very thing that would destroy him. His best friend Kakashi driving a blade through the heart of the girl he loved more than life itself. Obito didn't just lose Rin that day, he lost himself. Seeing this made him lose control. He and Kakashi both unlocked their Mangekyo Sharingans that day, and while Kakashi fainted from the shock, Obito massacred every last shinobi from Kirigakure, blinded by his anger and sadness, and that was the turning point for Obito UCHIHA. When Obito returned to Madara's hideout, he wasn't the same person anymore. Everything he believed in and cared for was destroyed in front of his eyes, and all that was left was despair. Just like Madara had planned, Obito gave himself completely to his ideology. The kind-hearted kid was dead, and what remained was a shell determined to create a world where no one would have to suffer the way he had. There, Madara fed him with his idea to cast the infinite Tsukuyomi and put the entire world in a dream state, and in Obito's eyes, this was the only way to achieve true peace. Before his death, Madara entrusted Obito with everything he would need to carry on his will, his name, the Gedo statue, and the Rinnegan he had secretly implanted in Nagato as a child. And so, under a borrowed name, Obito set out to reshape the world, not as the hero he once wished to be, but as the villain he believed was needed. On the day Naruto was born, Obito attacked Konoha. Aware that Kushina Uzumaki, the nine-tailed Jinchuriki, would be weakened during childbirth, he used this opportunity to extract the tailed beast. With his Sharingan, Obito took control of Kurama and directed it to destroy the village. Although the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, ultimately stopped the attack, the consequences were severe. Both Minato and Kushina died while protecting the village and sealing the Nine Tails into their newborn son, Naruto. as a result, Naruto was left orphaned from birth, and Konoha lost its Hokage and one of the strongest shinobi, leaving it temporarily vulnerable. This incident shows us that Obito has changed. His actions showed a complete shift in priorities from the values he once held as a shinobi of Konoha to the dedication to achieving his plan. His willingness to attack his former home and kill his own teacher and wife reflected how deeply he had committed to the infinite Tsukuyomi and how he had thrown away everything human left inside. Obito's cruelty didn't stop there. He not only took on Madara's name, but also adopted his methods for executing his plans. This is evident in how he manipulated and ultimately took control of Akatsuki. When he first approached the original members, Konan, Nagato and Yahiko, he was turned away by Yahiko, who immediately sensed something was off about him. However, Obito wasn't interested in their cause or their trust. His focus was solely on Nagato and more precisely the Rinnegan. To achieve his goal, Obito conspired with Danzo and Hanzo the Salamander to engineer Yahiko's death, mirroring the way Madara manipulated events leading to Rin's death. The result was exactly what he intended. Nagato, devastated and disillusioned, awakened the full potential of the Rinnegan and ultimately aligned himself with Obito's vision. With Nagato now leading the Akatsuki from the front, Obito operated from the shadows, shifting the organization's mission from supporting Amegakure to capturing the tailed beast, an essential step in completing his larger plan. This shows us that pursuing a goal at any cost can come with a price far greater than failure. When you sacrifice everything, your values, your identity, even the people around you, just to succeed, you risk becoming someone entirely different from the person who once had that dream. And in the end, if you have lost yourself along the way, what was the point of achieving it at all? From a timeline perspective, the next major event Obito was involved in was the Uchiha clan massacre. Although it was Itachi who approached him for assistance, Obito had his own reasons for agreeing to help. By aiding in the massacre, he eliminated a powerful clan that could potentially oppose him later on. And more importantly, he saw an opportunity in Sasuke's survival. The seeds of hatred and loss were planted in someone he could later use. Sasuke's eventual thirst for revenge made him a perfect pawn in Obito's long-term plan to plunge the world into chaos. After the massacre, Obito kept a low profile for some time. Hiding behind the mask with his allies Tobi, he reshaped Akatsuki entirely, recruiting new members who would help him catch all 9-tailed beasts, and he watched after Sasuke from afar to make sure his new toy was heading in the right direction. Later, when Sasuke finally killed Itachi, Obito couldn't have been more pleased. Itachi was the only one in Akatsuki who really knew what Obito was up to, and the only one who kept him from getting close to Sasuke. So, with him out of the picture, Obito wasted no time. He showed up and told Sasuke the truth about the Uchiha massacre and how Itachi had been protecting him all along. Of course, he conveniently left out the part where he helped Itachi wipe out the clan so that Sasuke wouldn't turn on him. With Sasuke vulnerable and angry, Obito convinced him to join the Akatsuki. From there, he used him however he could, sending him to catch the 8 tails which he failed at, and later he sent him to the 5 Kage summit as Danzo, Sasuke's new target, was there. And in the confusion, Obito made his big move. He declared war on all 5 villages, kicking off the 4th Great Ninja War. I don't want to talk about the war that much in detail, as I think this is where the story started to fall, but it is pretty obvious that Obito alongside Madara were in focus as the main villains. One thing I definitely have to mention is Obito's fight with Kakashi, which without a doubt is my favorite fight in the entire series. Whether you are reading the manga or watching the anime, it's absolutely peak. It had everything: a powerful clash of ideas as they confronted each other's views on the world, the haunting genjutsu Obito used to show Kakashi what could be, and of course the incredible choreography. The way the fight transitions between their present selves and their younger versions was just brilliant. It wasn't just a battle, it was a full circle moment loaded with emotion, symbolism and storytelling. Before Obito, Kakashi was my favorite character, so seeing them both face each other was something I wanted to see the moment Obito was revealed to be alive, and it didn't disappoint even the tiniest. And lastly, I want to talk about his redemption arc. In the end, he gave his life to save Naruto, the boy who reminded him of who he used to be, and Kakashi, his closest friend. I don't think Obito necessarily changed his views on the shinobi world. It didn't feel like a complete shift in ideology. Instead, it felt more like he chose to put his faith in Naruto and his determination to create a better future. A future Obito himself no longer believed he could be part of, but one he hoped could exist through someone else. In conclusion, I don't believe Obito's ideology was entirely wrong. Just like the shinobi world, our own world is deeply flawed, maybe even more so. Every day, innocent people are suffering, children are starving, while those who thrive on cruelty and corruption live comfortably and in abundance. This cycle will probably never end, and honestly, if any of us had Obito's power, who is to say we wouldn't be tempted to try and change it too? But there is one truth that stands above all. No matter how noble your goal may be, it should never come at any cost. Because when you sacrifice everything to reach that goal, especially the parts of yourself that made you want it in the first place, you risk becoming someone unrecognizable, even to yourself. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you want me to break down another character, and until next time.